I'm Alan Hunter. I'm the co-director of the Glasgow Film Festival, and it is my great pleasure to welcome director Rúnar Rúnarsson to the festival for this chat. We screened Echo as part of our Icelandic film focus this year, and now that we're reaching darker November nights and heading towards the festive period, it seems entirely apt that the film is heading out on tour as part of the festival. So welcome, Rúnar.
Yeah, thank you,
Alan. The film is a portrait, a mosaic of society. And I wonder what it was in particular about the Christmas period that lent itself to what you wanted to do.
I had been flirting with this film for quite some time, quite some years. But it first came together in a way that when I put it into this period of time. This period of time tends to amplify all human emotions, and we start to be more aware of what is around us. We think differently. This period is supposed to bring the best out of us, and the form of the film is as well that way. That and that's a spoiler if somebody is watching this now before the film. Characters never reoccur, so you're always entering into new situations. These situations portraying the society, which is the main character, and it's hard to get what to say. Hard to sympathize with a character that you just get to know, or a situation. And even though we are what religions or we are, or atheists or whatever we are, this is a period of the year that the society is more alert, and it's supposed to bring the best out of us. It doesn't bring the best out of everybody, but it's a quite emotional time for people, and it's an end of the year as well. So it's a time of reflecting of the year gone past, and it's a new beginning as well at the end of this season. So yeah, it's a special time. That first when this fragmented vignettic mosaic something was put into this framework, then for me, the whole thing came together.
And how do you possibly plan a film like this? Do you have rules, or are there no rules in terms of the process?
Well, there was a thorough manuscript, and we shot all the scenes in the manuscript, but we shot a hell of a lot of other scenes as well. Some scenes were planned in the manuscript as a more orthodox documentary. Sometimes it was something in between, real people put into fictional circumstances, sometimes with a dialogue that should follow. Sometimes one person had a certain dialogue or intentions to follow. It's all kinds of different things. But the most important thing for me, I think now, it depends which time of the day I'm having the interview. Yeah, at least, or let me rephrase it. One thing that I was really interested in was our perspective, how we look at reality in film. We tend to look at documentaries as a truth. So the truth is being captured, and fiction films as a complete fiction, and there is no sense to reality in it. I haven't made a normal documentary for since before film school. But all my fiction films have always had a big part of my life or other people's life. And of course, there has been fictional elements to bring them together or something. But I've been always going quite trying to reflect on reality and trying to give the audience a sense of reality. So with Echo, I wanted to some kind of capture, initiate, and states a sense of reality.
And you always think of a director as someone in control of every aspect of a film.
Yeah.
And here you are in control, but you're also at the mercy of what happens. So you're sort of in control and not in control. How did that work for you as a process? Because presumably that's a way you've never worked before.
Well, in a way, this is always the process, because even though you have a thorough manuscript, and I'm quite a preparation freak with my people, start many months before shooting and making locations and preparing everything. But you have to be open for, yeah, you're like a parent, and then your kid starts to grow up, and you have to allow the kid to grow up. And you try to guide your kid to become the best person and become a happy person. So at a certain stage, yeah, you are trying to keep control of your child, or restrain the animal of not going wild again. But you have to allow a certain freedom for a creation to take part. It's the more prepared you are, it's easier to spot when you should start to try to explore new paths that you hadn't thought about before, and yeah, it's easier to improvise the more prepared you are.
Yeah. There are people in the film whose biggest issue at Christmas is which tree they're going to buy, and there are people in the film who are in life and death situations. The scene I'm thinking of with the drug addict is heartbreaking, for instance. Yeah. And I just wondered how important it was for you within the mosaic to sort of keep reminding us of inequalities, of social inequalities, of those who have everything, those who have nothing, those who are privileged, those who are struggling. Was that a kind of guiding theme in any way for you?
I think it's an automatic theme in a way, because even within friend groups or families, or how we should look at a circle of people within society, there are microcosmos societies within the societies. All these things occurred within a month, one way or the other, at least in my near environment. So I think it comes automatically in a way. But it was a lot of freedom as well, just writing this. I've been writing on this for a long time, and not everything that I wrote ended up in the film, or even ended up in the manuscript, but those daily, sometimes mundane things that aren't nothing and are not good enough scenes even to be in a film normally. I wanted to have a possibility of having them in this film as well, because all things were supposed to support each other to make a whole, but not a scene that all scenes should have a like a 3-act structure and a message in them, because many things are texture, or and there is so much simple beauty in our everyday life that we sometimes don't give ourselves time to see, or we have started to be like, I live in Iceland, and out of my window, there is this beautiful mountain always, and I'm raised up having a clear eyesight to these mountains. But it was first after I moved away from Iceland for 8 years and came back that I started to actually appreciate nature just being straight out of my window, and that's the same thing. I have an office here by the main shopping street, and just when if I step out and I have a clear senses, then just if I would step out now, then there would be something simple and beautiful, how a light reflects from a window over there and somebody's passing by holding a shopping bag. There can be an enormous beauty in that as well.
again, I guess during this year, for a lot of people with the pandemic and how their lives have changed and how things have become more important to them, lots of people have noticed that more. People have loved the bird song that maybe they've ignored in the past, or just the fact they can go for a walk in the woods, or all those kind of things in this strange year. There's a lot of humor in the film as well. I'm thinking of the Santa with his Coke bottle, or the butchers and Jingle Bells. And a scene that people seem to like a lot is the three merry guys contemplating the difficulties of Monopoly. And I just wonder, how did a scene like that come about? Or
well, I decided not to say what was improvisation, what was fly on a wall, and what was what. But that scene, just to give something away, I had no control over that scene whatsoever. It's a friend of mine that is one of these three men, and he got two of his friends to come, and they are being themselves, and they as soon as it was Christmas Eve, they could decide what they wanted to do, and there wasn't a Monopoly in their house, but the only props, the only way that we were affecting this situation was to hand them a Monopoly, and then they forgot the crew right away and just started playing.
And it's really emotional too. I mean, there are little scenes that feel like they're an entire film in that one scene. I'm thinking of the daughter and the stepdaughter when they play the piano, and you think that's like a whole film in 2 minutes. Or the scene at the bus stop where the two women who had been at school together have a conversation, and you think that feels like an entire film in 2 minutes as well. And was that just a lot of in the writing of condensing things down to get that emotion into really compact moments?
It's maybe it's a part of this long writing process as well. Things that I've been confronted with, or my friends or family have been confronted with, this collection of things, and which is a part of. Not all of those things happen to us exactly in a day span, but in a year span, and of course this is a little bit concentrated. Maybe I have a background from short films. I've made a lot of short films, and sometimes you don't have to stretch things neither. Sometimes you can actually get your message through with putting it into one scene, and you don't need more. Sometimes feature films are too stretched. They don't have enough content to be stretched over all this time, or they start to be maybe looking at the same issue from all different angles, which not always, and then it starts to be about a theme instead of. I'm trying not to name any name of films and then talk badly about them.
Feel free.
No, I'm not gonna. There's people, all films that are made. There's a lot of people that put a lot of energy into it, and you're a film critic. Yeah, it's your job to do that. Not mine.
But I mean, one of the good things about it is it feels that there's room for the audience to kind of speculate, because you kind of think, again, the two girls with the piano, you think, well, I wonder what their Christmas was like. Were they rivals? Did they find a friendship? Or, there's all those kind of, and what is that dog okay after the fireworks? So it feels like there's room for the audience to sort of play more of a part than you would just passively watching another kind of film.
Maybe I'm wrong or something, but I think films are getting more and more into that way of not leaving anything misunderstood or up to interpretation. Films are one way or the other getting so well written that they are badly written. There is nothing left for your imagination and one way or the other. I think that is wrong as well when you're telling a story, because film is always a time and some kind of reflection of time. And when you come into in the beginning of the film, you get to know somebody, something happens, and then there are some problems, ABC plots, and then there's a conclusion in the end. And if this is real life that is being reflected, even though the film is stopping their life for these people, unless they all die, it's an apocalypse in the end, the life of these people continue as well. So there isn't a solution. This is all solutions. If it's presented a complete solution of all people's problems towards the end of the film, that's just a temporary solution because time and their lives continues. So I like, in generally, that's not everything should be answered because life isn't that simple.
Yeah. Once you had all the material, how did you shape that, or did you know how it was all going to work, or is it a film that you kind of slightly discover in the editing process? Because as you said, there must be a lot of material that you didn't use. So
yes and no. There are some scenes that can't be moved around because there are certain things that are leading up to Christmas and then during the holidays and etc. And there was, of course, a manuscript, but I tend to start editing while I'm shooting, and I have done that in my features, previous features as well. So the editing process always starts to affect what you're doing, and I really like starting editing parallel to the shooting, because it's easier to keep an oversight of how the child is growing up.
Yeah.
But of course there were surprises and things that I thought would definitely be within the film that didn't end up in the film, and vice versa. So all steps affect the affect a result of a film, and I don't think it was anything different in this film than in my previous films.
Did it leave you personally with any different sense of Christmas and the festive period? Did it change your perceptions of things, or make you want to have a big family Christmas last year, or not have a family Christmas last year, or?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. We shot this film, of course, 2 years ago. And I had been as well writing on it in previous Christmases as well, and location and scouting at that times and seeing what is possible. And no, I've never had this question before, so no, I don't know. I don't think so. I've always really appreciated this time, especially after I became a father. This is and have a family. My own little family. This is a really important time for me.
Okay.
So maybe it just underlined that how much I appreciate it or something. I don't know.
And this year has been a strange year for everyone because of the pandemic. And has it been a year that you have worked, thought about films, moved on to another project, or how's it been?
Yeah, it's been. It's of course. I don't want to cry too much. It's been a strange year, of course, and it always takes me time between films to decide what I want to do next. And I always have the feeling that I will maybe never make a film again. And yeah, now it's a little bit more than 1 year since we premiered Echo, and I still haven't gotten a full appetite. I have no idea what I want to do next. But I've started to just recently to like watching film again and getting visually inspired, and there's the craftsmanship of it, or yeah, the expression side of it. But there is not a story that I have burning inside of me right now. No.
What have you seen that you liked recently, or what have you watched?
I've been looking at going another round of Tarkovsky. It's been a while since I've been watching his films, and just to this way of using time and visual language to get emotion aside, and it's a beautiful craftsmanship, and it's not pinpointing down a story that is told by every possible social angle, and having all genders and minorities, and doing a politically correct films. Some of his films, like Stalker, is one of the reasons why I started making films, and I still understand Stalker. Everybody that tell me that they fully understand Stalker, all what it's all about, and all metaphors and everything, they are just liars. But I get always so inspired when I look at this film, and I've been watching it since I was 14, and I don't, to be honest, I don't understand a thing, but it moves me, and it moves me in different ways every time.
We had a screening of Stalker at the festival this year.
Yeah.
It was in a small retrospective that we did, and we do a free screening for the retrospective in the morning.
Yeah.
And of the whole season that we did on kind of dystopian visions, Stalker was the busiest. There were roughly 300 plus people in the cinema at 10:30 in the morning coming to see Stalker, which was kind of inspiring and good that people are willing to come and take those risks and see those films. I would say that whenever you do have a new project, we hope that you can come to Glasgow with it, and that we can welcome you in person. But thank you for Echo. Hopefully people now get a chance to see it throughout the UK. Thank you for this interview, and it may be slightly too early, but Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. I hope it's good that people are going to get more of a chance to see Echo as well. And maybe, and in Iceland, could it be something that will get shown every Christmas, or
maybe
becomes one of those staples?
Yeah. No. We had a charity screening last Christmas, and we are planning a charity screening. This Christmas as well.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's going to be an annual charity screening, and that's. Last year we had it for the car that where the drug addict and the social helpers are that scene, and that's a small unit run by the Red Cross that has been saving a lot of lives in Iceland. And last year, yeah, we were having the charity screening for that. And
oh, that's great. The two women in that scene are just fantastic and so full of empathy and feeling, and
yeah, they are.
I love it when he gets a Christmas present.
Yeah, yeah, and that's and they are that's their job. That's real people, and yeah, it's amazing people and amazing work that they are doing. And
yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
yeah,
And Merry Christmas, and
yeah,
onward with the next project.
yeah. Take care. See you
Okay,
guys.
thank you
Bye.
very much. Thank you.
Bye.